I just seen Bro Polite arguing with some Hebrew Israelites. Hebrew Israelites have got to be the most stupid black people and mixed people on the face of the planet. These people are the exact problem of what's wrong with many human beings. Some human beings rather believe, fantasies. They have delusions, and they actually believe these delusions, rather than accept facts, even facts that are laid out in front of them. They bypass that, and they choose to believe their delusions. And this is the type of human being that basically makes up the vast majority of all mulatto and African American Hebrew Israelites. I used to be into the Afrocentric community. I used to be online, various Afrocentric forums. I even had books sent to me, such as The Destruction of Black Civilization by Dr. Chancellor Williams. I had the Asafo, a Warrior Guide to Manhood, sent by Dr. Baruti himself to me. I used to, look at Dr. Jewel Pukram, Sarah Supasetti, House of Consciousness, etc. I used to watch endless debates, and then when I found out that all these motherfuckers do is debate, I fucking left that bullshit, and I was like, even though they speak in facts, if all you're going to do is speak, then I got to go on somewhere else. I got other shit to do. And once I broke outside of that, it bettered my life. But anywho, the Hebrew Israelites, these are the most stupid kind of black and mulatto people. Many of these dark-skinned and brown-skinned African people, they have a hard time accepting facts. They have a hard time accepting reality. It is really a mental illness. They refuse to accept that they have African blood. They refuse to accept that their Bible that they're reading from is not facts. It may have factual references in it, such as Cush was Ethiopia, but a comic book also does have factual references, such as the Twin Towers, but it is still a comic book. These people also refuse to accept the fact that there is no Hebrew Israelite DNA indicator. Okay, you cannot take out somebody's blood who says they're Hebrew Israelite, look it up in a laboratory and say, okay, yeah, that means that's Hebrew Israelite, they're from this land. You can't do that. But anybody declaring themselves African, we very well can go straight to a laboratory, put out our R, and we can say, go ahead, doc, and take our blood. You take my blood, and it's going to be overwhelmingly African percentage. Okay? Overwhelmingly. And that's the fact of the matter. And they refuse to accept this fact. It's a mental illness. It goes back to some human beings who are they dislike the facts so much, they dislike the truth so much it traumatizes them. So rather than accept the facts, they actually find comfort in their fantasies and their delusions. And these are the vast mental types that are Hebrew Israelites. And then many Hebrew Israelites will tell you, they will say, oh, why you don't call yourself African? Africans don't even like black people, as if Africans are not black themselves. And then they say that, amazing. They say that as if continent Africans have not fought each other on the continent and done horrible things to one another on the continent. So if they've done that to other continent Africans, then what makes you think that they have just some personal vendetta against you? You are not that special, homeboy. Okay? There's many other diasporic Africans, and a diasporic African, before I continue, is an African that is born outside of Africa either due to recent immigration or because of slavery. Places like France, England, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Brazil, etc. And so these continent Africans, you make it seem as if they have a personal vendetta against us, okay? When in all actuality, Africans or African Americans, we weren't even in existence for them to dislike us as African Americans. You understand? Because at that time we were our relatives, so we were African-blooded organisms on the continent of Africa who was a part of many various different tribes. And when a tribe got into a conflict of beef with another tribe, if you were kidnapped by them, you were a prisoner of war. Okay, so they would either kill you, or depending on the time, and let's say we're going to focus on the time around slavery, the Ma'apa, they would then sell you to another African tribe, and in return, that African tribe possibly could sell you to a European slave trader. Okay, that is the fact. Okay, that is a fact. They did not just say, oh, you're African American, so we're going to sell you. African Americans didn't even exist, stupid, at that time. So this hate that you think they have about us is stupid. Okay, it's not true. It is a lie. And I have been in constant communication with continental Africans, and not just that. My ex-girlfriend was Oromo, Ethiopian, and many of you who've seen my old channel, you know who I'm talking about. Now, many Hebrew Israelites will also point to the lowest points in African history, okay? And they will use that as a smokescreen to make you believe that continent Africans, where we come from, are savages. I'm here to tell you, our history, okay, and continent Africans are no more savage than a Mexican. An average Mexican is connected to some Mexican drug cartel. It's nonsense, okay? Every people has, at one time or another, has been enslaved, whether it was by their own people of their own race, or whether it was by their own people of their own particular tribe. It has happened. Okay, so it's not personal that African Americans and many other African black people who were enslaved and taken to other places outside of Africa, it wasn't personal that we are here and that they're there. You know what I'm saying? So to say that they dislike us is foolish. Maybe they didn't like your personality because you met one and they didn't like you because you were stupid and you didn't understand history. You're so stupid you don't even understand that you're African. My race, buddy, I'm a Negroid. I'm African. Okay? My blood is overwhelmingly African. You understand me? My ethnicity, my nation is the United States because I was born here. So I'm an American citizen. But my race is African. My ethnicity is African American. Okay? I refuse to be called a black American. And so this is the fact. And some people refuse to accept it. They also refuse to accept the fact that the Bible was created in 332 BC at the Council of Nicaea by men, by just regular men. And they compromised it of many different texts from many different parts of the world. Okay, so that's what the Bible is. It's mythology. Okay, you believing in Jesus or Allah is no different than a Greek person believing in Greek gods or a Roman person believing in Roman gods or a Persian person believing in Persian gods. Okay, it is what it is. And there have been many advanced African civilizations that contributed to the world and also outdate Persia, Greece, and Rome, therefore outdating the Bible. That is a fact. So the low points that African people as a whole, as a race that we ended up going to, you cannot let that be the determining factor of you seeing the truth and you embracing your African identity. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, I am in the United States, but I tell you what, I'm an American citizen, but I am an African person by my race. And my elongated facial features, my big-ass peanut head, my elongated skull in the back, my thick lips, brown skin, kinky hair, and mandingo dick, it all come from Africa, homie. And you and nobody out there going to unconvince me of this, because this is a truth. And I'm a man of logic. And many human beings are not creatures of logic. They're creatures of belief. So if it goes against their belief, what they believe, even though it's true, it's traumatizing to them. So then they will go out and they will search for fantasies. And that's the majority of people who are Hebrew Israelites, dude. A bunch of people who couldn't accept the truth and are living a lie. They're living a fantasy. And I don't live that shit, man. And I'm not going to be mad at continent Africans when you got Chinese people that warred with their own people, enslaved their own people. Every people has gone through that. And African people, we're no different. Lastly, damn, there's so much shit to cover in one video, I can't even do it all. Because these people are so profoundly stupid that I can't even begin to go and keep expanding on their mental illness. You know what I'm saying? Because this could be a whole series. I could make a whole channel dedicated to this shit because these stupid motherfuckers. So my thing is, the Bible is unnecessary to argue. Don't even debate the Bible. That's bullshit. Don't debate the Quran. Don't debate the Bible. Debate facts. Throw facts on the table. Anybody talking about anything religious, that is mythology. Okay? That is no more real than Zeus or a video game character like Kratos. Okay? Or Dragon Ball Z. It's no more real. They may have factual references of empires that existed and artifacts and structures, but that doesn't make it any more real than a comic book mentioning Spider-Man crawling up on the fucking on the Twin Towers. Come on, man. Let's make this make sense. Let's focus on reality here. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we got to do as African people. We got to separate mythology from reality and factual reality. You understand? That's it, man. So the Hebrew Israelites, these are some stupid people. So Brother Polite, I don't even know what the hell you doing arguing the Bible. What are you doing? What are you all doing still arguing and debating about Hebrew Israelites and the Bible, and you don't believe in that? You say you don't believe in it, so why would you even entertain it and even quote any biblical verse? Period. You don't need to. Okay? Because it's overwhelmingly bullshit. If you stick to facts, you wouldn't even entertain a religious text. You are going to understand this, that every religious text was created by men. Okay? And world history surrounds these various texts, but they all were created by various men and women in the world. That is a fact. Okay, so let's stick to facts here, man. Focus on African culture. Focus on what has been proven through archaeology, and science and things like that, and you'll never go wrong. You know what I'm saying? Hebrew Israelites, these people are stupid. Don't buy into this shit. Don't argue the Bible. The Bible is mythology. It's not founded off of facts. Man, I'm out, man.